And this is Toyin. You must also call me Coach Toyin. I have with you my guest, Pastor Cornelius Ill. Please go ahead and introduce yourself again. Thank you so much for joining us on the game plan.
Good evening, family. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're coming in from. I am excited to be another guest on the game plan. I can truly tell you the game plan has tremendously helped my influence spread, and I am grateful for Coach Toyin and the things that she provides, not only to the body of Christ, but to the marketplace. And I'm grateful that some of the tools that she has learned, she's sharing with us in the body of Christ. So she's connecting ministry and marketplace, and she has a game plan. So stay
Oh,
tuned for the game plan.
thank you so much. Thank you. You're so kind and generous. So, yes, before we dive into today's conversation, let me go back to why I developed the game plan. Okay. Here's the key. If you don't have a success mindset, then you have a limiting failure, what I call failure mindset, right? And failure mindset would be anything that is in the way of you pursuing your hopes, dreams, desires for yourself. So any story or limitation, right, that you consider to be in the way or that is stopping you for going for it, whatever that is, your desires, hopes, and dreams for your life, anything that you think is in the way, whether it's lack of skill set, whether it's mindset, whether it's lack of confidence, right? Whether it's that lack of, even in the entrepreneurship space, people talk about funding, investment, all of these stories that we've crafted, right? That is limiting us, that is keeping us bound in place versus in pursuit, right? That's what the game plan is. It's about designing strategies that will move you from where you are to where you desire to be. It's about success, it's about purpose, it's about destiny, it's about making sure that you're achieving all that you desire to achieve for yourself. And at the end of the day, you're the growth factor or the limiting factor in your own story, in your own journey. So the game plan equips you to go out there and win in life and business. So I just wanted to provide that as well, just in case new people are joining us for the first time ever on the game plan strategies for winning in life and business. Also, we've gone through modules. There are 12 modules as part of this program in my academy. We've gone through the first module, activate the power of clarity. Pastor, do you want to share maybe an highlight from that series just in case people miss that as well? Thank you, sir.
Yes, I'm pulling everything up on my iPad and looking down. So I know we have to have a camera presence, but three things about activating the power of clarity. And I love to put those words in their own compartments because activation comes on our part. We can pray, 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 but at some point, faith without works is dead. So the activation comes on our part. Activate the power. What are you activating? The power. The power comes from on high. But when you get the power, it has to be clear what you do. Jesus had a clear, distinct mission and assignment for his disciples. He said, "You will be my witnesses," with that clarity. We're not supposed to do everything well.
Mm.
Excuse me. Let's find the one thing that we do well and just do that well and watch how everything else just comes under the umbrella of doing that one thing well. There's a book actually I'm reading, it's called The One Thing. Not to give the book any kudos, but it's a good book. And I'm learning as I drill down or isolate in the power of clarity, I'm finding that one thing that I'm doing well and I'm sticking to that one thing so it's more clear.
I love it because when we channel, when we are purposeful, right? Because at the end of the day, we have limited time, limited resources. We've all been blessed with 24 hours. It's about the dedication and the fierceness. And we'll be diving deeper into this topic is the fierceness with which we pursue so that we lay hold. Because here's the key. Many times people are on a wild goose chase. They're everywhere, doing all things and getting nothing. But those in the unseen business, you set your eyes and your target on one deer at a time. For you to aim, you aim for, right? And you have to be clear. And you can, at the end of the day, still get five things, but in the moment, you aim in one direction. So I love that. Thank you so much. And module two, we went into adopting the mindset of a champion. Pastor, I'm going to
Right.
be putting exactly the lion, right? The discipline, the dedication of champions. Champions don't just want to win, right? They dedicate themselves to doing the work that will prepare them to win as well. So, Pastor, any thoughts, comments on that as we're going down and getting into today's topic?
Yes, mindset is everything. Period. Mindset is everything. When you do not have the appropriate mindset,
Hmm.
you do not achieve. Your game plan is based upon mindset.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of time that you have to spend with your mind to make sure that your mindset is ready, has the capacity to even think through the process and receive the instructions to carry out for execution. So I'm grateful for my mindset, and my mindset is being renewed every day, and that's Bible. So
Yes.
I'm grateful that you have taken the time and the game plan to help us with our mind, because
Mm,
we get the power to, after we power and clarity, it's a mind thing.
it's a
From here
mind,
on out, it's a mind thing.
right? And we actually win first in our minds, right? Part of the game plan is, right, setting the stage for yourself to win. You agree to win, you
Mm-hmm.
commit to win.
Mm-hmm.
You commit to your hopes, dreams, and desires first. While nobody's looking at you, you're like, I'm going for this, I'm going for gold, right? As Olympians, they're going for gold,
Mm-hmm.
right? We never see their preparation, but we see their tenacity when they show up, and their rigor and the discipline with which they pursue everything that they hope for, right? And then module three, excuse me, three is committing to an extraordinary life, right? Because the ordinary life is already available right now. You don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to commit to anything to live, right? Whatever you've already been conditioned and trained for. But the moment you want exceptionalism, right? The moment you want differentiation, the moment you want excellence, right? This all requires much more than most people are ready to offer. It requires the extra mile, going the extra mile. It requires us to discipline ourselves. Like, you can no longer do what everybody is doing, because if you're doing what everybody is doing, then you're living the life everybody is living,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're showing up every day and you're offering yourself barest minimum, you're offering your life and your future the barest minimum every single day, then at best you will achieve that as well. The game plan is for those who want more, who are saying, I belong, more belongs to me, and I belong to more. Right? Pastor, I'm seeing
Abundance. Abundance.
abundance,
Yes.
abundance mindset, the sense of possibility of what you can unleash for yourself in this world. Because at the end of the day, everybody's blessed with the 24 hours, but not everybody's doing the same thing with their 24 hours. And those who, right, offer themselves incremental training, incremental pursuits, over time, at the very beginning, everybody has the same starting point. We all started, right, at the same starting point. But over time, their daily discipline, daily rigor, daily investments, where they invest their time, energy, resources, over time, you start seeing the distance. They start distancing themselves from the crowd. All of a sudden, you see them going to space. All of a sudden, you see them building multi-million dollar business. And you're like, how did they do it? Which is what we're diving in today, is the fact that there's daily discipline, right? There's certain mission driven goals, which is module four. And then module five is the fierceness of your execution. Fierce, fierce, and fearless execution. So let's start with module four first. Setting mission driven goals. Pastor, what do you want to say about that in terms of what you go after for your church, for your life, and the things you're doing as well? Thank you.
It all starts back with module one, clarity. Sometimes I do not, as a leader,
Mm,
and I'm being honest and transparent, showing you my scars. I don't think as leaders, sometimes we communicate clearly the
mm,
mission. The mission should be very simple and not complicated. When you complicate the mission,
mm,
it's very difficult to bring forth the execution of the mission. So sometimes as leader, one of our challenges and opportunities is the mission clear to me?
mm,
Not so much for the team, but is the mission and mandate clear to me? The more I become solid and concrete in the mission and mandate, the less stress I have communicating it. Because sometimes when you do not have clarity for you, you automatically stress the organization and those you influence because you're not communicating it with certainty.
hmm. Right. And here's one thing that maybe people may confuse or misrepresent is that setting a goal is one, how you execute and arrive there is actually where those are the things you figure out. But I've realized that sometimes people put, is it the cats before the horse? Is they're trying to figure out something they've not yet clearly articulated. It's like you're breaking ground on a building without designing the building plan. Like,
Right.
what are we doing here? Right? That's the confusion. Is that you actually take a whole lot of time sharpening before you start cutting. Is that you take time as an architect of your life to actually decide what quality of life do I want from, like, what am I building here? What am I doing for myself? That level of clarity is important. And this is why vision boarding, those who invest in vision boarding, the only reason it works is that vision boarding is an exercise in clarity definition. It's there's
Mm.
no science, anything to it. Is that if you're someone that took time out to actually visualize and provide a pictorial representation of the lives you're working towards, you half the battle is done, right? Half the battle is done because the moment you can paint a picture for the mind, for your energy, you will find that you will start attracting. You will start attracting, and your decision making process will be targeted to helping you build that life, right? The moment you decide I'm building this skyscraper, all of a sudden you'll be looking for everything that will help you, right? The steel, the cement, the laborers. All of a sudden you put yourself into work. Your it gets rid of procrastination. The moment, many times, the reason people procrastinate is you don't know what you need in the moment because you don't know what you're building and where you're going. Because the moment you say, I'm going to California, right? You set something in motion. So, Pastor, go ahead.
We talk about California is your favorite example. I think she
Ah,
wants
my
to go
end
to
up there one
California.
day. Who
Yeah.
knows?
The internal dialogue that takes place.
Yes.
I procrastinate, and that
Mm,
procrastination
mm-hmm,
uh, comes from a place of not focusing,
mm-hmm,
not attracting,
mm,
not attracting. Listen at me. You know me, I up and down. Not attracting or not being attracted to the mindset of a champion.
mm-hmm,
That dialogue begins here.
mm,
I gotta have focus. I gotta understand, what am I saying to me? What is my mind seeing? What is my mind hearing? My mind has to see it and hear it. And I have to have this conscious internal dialogue always in me to understand the mission.
mm-hmm,
Jesus Christ came and said, I came to seek and save that which was lost. He had purpose. He had mission. He said, Father, prepare me a body. He didn't say, I want to go down there and I'm going to build football stadiums and I'm going to build soccer stadiums. He didn't say, I'm going to have baseball teams. His mission was to seek and save.
Mm.
And he cultivated that mindset throughout his life as much as we read. And that dialogue, I believe, was the springboard for accomplishing what he needed to accomplish. And
Mhm.
when he got to situations that looked like he could easily detour from the mission, he said, I am. I just am.
Mhm.
So
Right.
when you and I have not yet embraced that mindset and committed to the life, that mission is going to be missed
Mm.
often. You're going to
Right.
miss the mark and the target. So I'm
Right.
grateful for the dialogue that we
Right.
have. And I see we have somebody on. So Miss Gwen, good
Miss
morning, good
Glenn, good
afternoon,
morning, good afternoon, good
or
morning,
good evening,
everyone.
wherever you are. But
Yes,
yes,
and let us know.
Toya, talk,
Yes,
talk, talk to me. Talk to me about your internal dialogue. What does that look like for you?
for
Your
me,
internal, yes.
the most powerful one is I say to myself, everything I desire, I will get if I want it. Anything
Hmm.
I want for myself belongs to me. That's the most, like, I don't have this belief that if I want something, then it's at a distance. No, it's done. If I want it, it's like if you want to eat spaghetti tonight, as long as you're ready to do the work, right? It might take you time, and this is where the gap is for most people. You want something, but you're not ready to do the work. You're not ready to invest the time. You have desire, and desire is not fulfilled when you think it's magically somebody else's responsibility to cook you spaghetti. It doesn't work that way, right? So my internal dialogue is, as long once something enters my mind and it ignites my desire, it's done. That's what influences everything I do. I tell you, I'm going to host this event, I put a date, unless I change my mind. And I also have the power to change my mind. I put a date. I say to myself, I'm going to get these people there. And the fierceness and dedication with which I pursue, nobody can turn me down. Nobody can tell me no. Because my desire speaks. I will call you, I will pursue you like the lioness. I will chase you down. I will call you 10 times. You'll be forced to say yes, no matter who you are. Ambassadors, presidents, but I will chase you down because I want something to happen. That's my own internal dialogue, right? It's like, once I want it,
I want it.
I want it.
I
I'm
want it.
gonna get it. Like, there's nothing like this, and this takes time because I've run multi-million dollar projects for the biggest brands in the world. I can stay the course for 2 years on in one pursuit, right? When people talk, oh, Tony, you're so consistent, Tony, you're this, is because I have the skill. SAP projects take 18 months. I've run multiple SAP projects in my career. 2 years of one project. I will stay with you.
You will stay.
I will, if I, it might take me 2 years. It might take you 5 years to create that life. It might take you the rest of your life to create an empire. But boy, if you have that vision and you commit, which is module 5, daily execution, right? You will see me post, you will see me share, you will see me move my academy, my events, my platforms. I'm building what I want to build. My internal dialogue is, once I see it, this is not just claiming. Claiming is the real pursuit. Listen, for those who say you are blessed and you say, I claim it, claiming
Claim
it
it.
to a lion is
Mhm.
pursuing, and until you tear that tiger and you taste it, you've not claimed.
Listen at some of the individuals, Miss Gwen, again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and to the other individual from YouTube.
Kabbalah guy, that's one of our members, my clients. Yeah, awesome. Good to see
Wonderful.
you.
She talks about persistence beats resistance. So I thank you for that. And if she would love to add how she has the internal dialogue to remain persistent
Mm-hmm.
when you're facing resistance.
Mm.
I will use this biblical passage to the beloved. Thank y'all for being on. And if I would love for y'all to share right
Mm-hmm.
now, share this video with your community. And you have more than an opportunity to share as well. The woman with the issue of blood met resistance, but she
Mm.
was persistent. There was an internal dialogue that literally led to her miracle.
Mm-hmm.
She said, if I can just touch.
If I can just touch.
When you fail to
Mm.
speak to you
Mm.
about
Mm.
the
What you want.
vision, when you fail to speak to you about the vision or vision and mission, because at some point we need to delineate what's a vision and what's a mission.
Mm.
When you fail to speak to you about the mission, you automatically submit to failure.
Mm.
Shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
think about it, Toy. You said I stick with it. It's been 2 years. I work on these projects, but you kept thinking and you kept telling yourself, "I'm gonna do this. We got to get this done. Let's get up every morning and work on these projects for 2 years."
Yeah.
But the moment you stop talking about it,
Mm.
you you gravitate closer to failure, or let's say
Mm.
not so much failure. You gravitate closer
Abandon.
to procrastination.
Mm.
And the more you procrastinate, the more the idea minimizes. So you move from procrastination to minimization to failure.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
guess what? You did not have that internal dialogue with you, and you did not have the persistence in the face of resistance. So,
Right.
in the game plan of life, you have to hear you. You have to subconsciously hear you. You have to see it. You have to see it done. You have to talk it through.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
I love the fact that our sister talked
Mm-hmm.
about persistence and your internal dialogue and your desire, how you awaken your desire by your internal dialogue.
Right. And Pastor, there's also another dialogue, the dialogue with the divine.
Yeah.
So there's a conversation we have with ourselves, but there's also for champions, there's the conversation with the divine, where David says, can I pursue? Right?
Mhm.
Should I pursue? Because when there's some moves you make, you waste resources as well. This is where, for those who are believers, right? You don't just, I'm not saying run out and start doing everything. There's
No,
also conversation with the divine of, is this appointed to me? Right? Is this mine? The moment those two things collide, David says, you're the one who teach me to leap over a wall, which is what she's saying, that at that point, there's nothing that's going to stop you. Like, there's nothing stopping you. Here's the key. There's nothing in your way, except for the stories you've manufactured, which is module 8. We'll get to it one day, of removing barriers to your success. Is that success mindset, right? There's failure mindset, is that you've already malfunctioned, right? If you're in the game of life, you're going into the soccer field and you already believe that the opposing team is better than you, you failed. Like, just show up and fail and go home, right? The only reason we keep showing up to that field is that something in us is saying, right, you have a chance of winning. As long as once you eliminate your chances of winning by the stories you craft for yourself, you've lost. You've already adopted failure. You failed, right, at your desire, right? But the conversation with the divine is telling you you've won. Listen, once you have those two worlds collide, pastor, game
Hmm.
over. I'm telling you. Well, once you have your own dedication, nothing shall be impossible to them that believe. Pastor. Nothing. Like, I've seen impossibilities. I've lived in the world of impossibilities. What is impossible? It says what is impossible to man is possible with God, right? That is when those two worlds collide. When you are living a life of your own dedication to pursuit and the divine hand of God saying, "My child, you go, girl." Like the fierceness of the lion. Listen, the lion was manufactured and produced to win. Like the DNA of the lion. This is why we say it's the king of the jungle. Because if the lion wants you for dinner, there's nothing in the lion's DNA that says, "Oh, you're not going to catch it. Oh, maybe somebody else." Like all of those stories is failure, manufacturing failure. I always say that your mind is the factory that manufactures your reality, right?
That takes us to, well, let's look at, she says, I say everything is figure outable.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a
But
mindset,
that takes us to nature though.
nature.
When you, and it's something we're repeating from yesterday, what do you understand about your natural nature and your tendencies? But goes back to my mission should not, should align. My mission should align with nature.
Mm,
It's just see, it's natural for the lion to hunt.
mm-hmm,
He or she is born and they watch their mom, or
mm-hmm,
and now it becomes natural.
mm-hmm,
If I want to eat, I have to hunt.
mm-hmm.
If I want to be successful, I have to hunt.
Yeah.
The lion knows
You can't
nature now.
outsource. You can't outsource. The
Yeah,
lion knows you cannot outsource your dinner.
yeah. See, that's the thing. We've allowed, once again, you keep saying that we've outsourced so many things. And that's just in the world of economics. You got to be careful what you outsource, because when you begin to outsource your desires, the next generation becomes so much weaker.
Right. The DNA, the nature becomes
Yeah,
less of the original,
that's
right?
it.
Which is where in module 1, like this program has PowerPoints and everything in the academy, and there's a PowerPoint where I design what has happened to people's nature. You've actually taken on a nature that was not originally yours because of,
Mm,
right? Right? Is that part of the game plan tackles nature, who you say you are, right? Right now, if you are to write down your attributes, your core, your skills, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, threats, is that when you if you write it at the beginning of the game plan and when you finish the entire program, what you're going to write by the time you finish with the program and your own personal strategy will look different, because transformation is the game plan offers you transformation. It offers you awareness to say you are showing up as a cat. Like people may describe you like today, the people following you, the people who know you may not know you, pastor. The people you're serving, the people you're doing life with may not actually know you. Your fears, like the people God wants you to, the person God wants you to be, it's like Gideon. Gideon, the name the angel called Gideon was different from the identity, the words Gideon used to describe himself, and the words the angel used to describe Gideon. That's what I'm saying. Gideon said, "I'm the least of my family. I'm this, I'm this. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this." He had taken on a limited nature that was in hiding. So if anybody were to describe Gideon, physically speaking, it took the divine to call forth mighty man of valor. And I want to
yeah.
use that version of you. Like
Mhm.
that mighty man is going to battle. And that battle, I will put you in such a place with limited army and resources, and you will still win. Right? That's what I'm saying, is that nature, if someone were to assess themselves today by conditioning, nurturing, culture, whatever story, could you right now be showing up less than God actually intended for you to be? Right? Because yesterday we talked about the limitless possibilities of your potential, unleashing creativity and productivity, because the version of us that can demonstrate the highest expression of our fullest self, you need to reawaken that version of you.
And that happens in nature. He said,
Yes.
I would so much make it a Bible study, but if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I need to emphasize when someone gets baptized that there's a nature in you that you have to tap into, and you have to live
Activate,
from that nature.
Pastor, activate.
You got to act. You have to activate that new nature. There's a nature in you. There's something that has awakened in you that does not come from man, but it comes from above. And understanding that that nature is what's going to drive all the rest of your life. You should have a natural desire and hunger now to be successful. You don't have to have Jeff Bezos money, Elon Musk. That might not be your lane, but you should have a natural want, just a want to, a hunger. You're hungry for something higher. You're hungry for something better. And that's nature. Then it switches though to nurture. Make sure and very sure you stay away from the circus. You have to. I'm serious. Because that's acting.
Wow.
Acting. That's acting, not activating.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between acting
Mm.
and activating. Like I
Mm.
said, some of those animals I think now are born in the circus. So once again, the bloodline, the chemical imbalance has been weakened. So
Mm.
they don't know that I'm a hunter. They
Mm.
don't know that I have to, you know, fight and scrap and do the things to strengthen who
Mm.
I am. And when you get into the crucibles of life, where you
Mm.
have to think and figure it outable, where you have to fight and scratch and claw your way through and compete
Mm.
and compete. You don't have the competitive edge that you need to be a champion
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you've been given everything in life.
Right. I've written about this before.
Okay.
Leading, lagging, left behind. Are you
Leading.
leading, lagging, left behind? Are you pursuing leadership in a space? Do you want to be the best? Like for me, being the best, are you the best in the best, best of the best in the world? The investment you're going to make, leaders pursue aggressively. Leaders invest. They want to be there for you. Want to be the first person that finds the solution. That's one of the reasons I asked in my post today. I said, are you looking for solutions or answers, or are you just whiling away your time? Because you will find tips. You'll find tips, hints at the surface. Scroll, skip, all those things you're skipping. People have already skipped past this session right now because they're looking for doses of things the brain doesn't even digest, right? Skip. There's always tips, hints at the surface, but answers and solutions to the world's problem to live the best life, they are beneath the surface. The gold, diamond, this is the way the world works. It's a principle. You have to dig. You have to dig. It's not all these things being offered. It's a conditioning where they think it's easy. The only thing easy is failure. The only thing easy in life is failure. Success, hard work. Success in getting a PhD, anything you want to pursue and lay hold on, you will. It's not easy. But you are being anything you're being offered. In fact, you should be questioning anything brought to you, right? That you feel you didn't work for. Because whatever is offered to you can be taken away just like that. The person who offered it can say, okay, nice, nice, go back, and you are back to where you were. Watch out for that. So leaders eat differently, they pursue differently, they show up differently. Then I also want to say we have another group that is lagging. They are not ready to make or take the risks that leaders take, but they want the outcomes that leaders have.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
there is a place for them. We have another.
Circus, circus,
No, no,
circus.
no. Pastor, no, we have to admit this. These are the group of people that leaders sell answers to. They want answers. They are seeking answers. They are seeking solutions, but they are not ready to go all in. Right? They're not ready to go deep into the ocean to fish the fish, but they are ready to pay for the fish. They want outcomes. Right? So they are still ready to put in a level of investment, but they're not ready to invest their entire life to the journey of success. That's okay. Just make sure you understand, right? They are lagging a little bit behind, but they want and desire everything. Even this is a principle. Pharmaceutical works that way. A company will invest millions of dollars and years to uncover vaccine. Everybody wants that vaccine. So they would patent it or license it. You pay for it. We will recoup our cost of research. So leaders invest in research. Leaders will take time out. Like when I say I teach entrepreneurship, what journey, what pain did I have to go? What level of investment did I have to make in myself to say I can now teach you international trade, export development, trade and investment facilitation, right? Is that I took a risk that most people will never take. That's okay. That's okay. But you want the outcome, you want the result. Okay, invest. Group B will invest and they will achieve. That's okay. The third group is the one we should talk to. The left behind series. They will not make investments, they will not take risk, and they want you to give you all this success for free. They are being left behind. The investment you fail to make in yourself is leaving you behind every day, every day, every day. Those are the people you just leave them alone and you keep moving. The world always leaves them alone because they have embarked on a journey to nowhere. Nowhere. You're not going anywhere. You're not taking risk. You're not making any investment. Whose duty? Whose duty? Who has the duty to bring you your breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You stay in the circus, Pastor. Go take this from there. Just take it before I bust out. Take it,
Listen,
Pastor.
listen. I like what your our audience is sharing. I would love for them to share more. I guess they are part of your, your.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Kabbalah guy says, say it, coach. Success is intentional. Let me pull our statement up.
Yeah, put it up there. Let people see
Say it,
it.
coach. Success is intentional. Failure will just happen. Yes, that's what the Bible talks about. Those who do not work right, lazy, failure overcomes. Naturally speaking, it's just the way nature is, right? It's just part of it. So thank you so much. Keep those things coming. She also said it's hunger. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
It's hunger that keeps me going when I'm ready to give up for sure. It agitates me to find the right guides and solution. Fantastic. You have to keep knocking on that door, right? We can't give up. Pastor, go on, please. Thank you.
And with that being said, that helps filter, as you say, aid or filter
Mm,
or raid. It
mm,
helps aid and filter some things.
mm-hmm,
When I know what I'm hungry for,
mm-hmm,
I know what I'm not going after.
mm,
And here's where it becomes a spiritual principle.
Mm.
There are times when Satan will present you another
Oh,
opportunity
yeah, 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 yeah. Mm,
that you're just not hungry for.
mm, mm.
So
A shortcut.
yeah, you're presenting another opportunity that you're not hungry for. And now the mission is changed.
Mm.
And you had one mission in mind, but now you have another mission in somewhere else. And now once again you start to procrastinate because you detour from the mission that you had originally bought into and sold out for.
Pastor.
And that is so true and powerful. That's the thing with Jesus. It wasn't that he wasn't God. Satan gave him another opportunity to demonstrate who he was. Watch this, without sacrifice.
Wow. Pastor, just listening to you, it also unleashed something for me or revealed something or unlocked the fact that there could also be two types of desire.
Two types. Somebody put that in the chat. Two types.
Two
Miss
types of
Gwen,
desire. Which
yeah,
one are you feeding?
put that
In
in the
the
chat.
in
Two
the
types.
moment when you talked about Jesus, the temptation, there was a natural desire for food. In the moment
Mm-hmm.
that we're trying that you always be called to survival, right? There's a hunger for survival, but there's also another hunger for destiny. And sometimes there's a trade-off.
Stop. Let's chew. Gotta chew. Gotta think. Desire versus destiny.
Right. Or desire for survival or destiny.
Yeah.
It's
Chew.
both of them are desires. The nature, the human flesh will desire survival. What is comfortable, right? What's comfortable? The now moment. The circus is comfortable. The unknown is risky. So the natural again, nature. There's a nature in us that seeks comfort every day. And when destiny is presented to that nature, the nature will always reject it. Because destiny is doing work, is pursuing what already belongs to you. And the story that also points it out is when the children of Israel got to the door of the promised land, comfort, right? They chose comfort. The desire for comfort will always lead you to live beneath destiny.
Wow. Say that again. The,
the,
the
the, the desire
desire
to be comfortable,
will always make you live beneath.
right? What the original plan God has for you,
Tell somebody to put that up there.
right?
We gotta post.
Because a call to hire
Mm.
is bigger. Pastor, let me drop this. This is deep spiritual stuff. On Monday, I was leading a prayer for the church. So I just put my business out there. Okay. And what occurred to me was the story of Lot. I read the scripture out and I'm still digesting it because it's so profound. Is the fact that when the angels grabbed his hand and they gave him instruction and direction, the direction was go up the mountain, don't stay in this plane because everything at this level is about to be disrupted and destroyed. Go yonder, go up. You will be rescued if you climb up. But do you know Lot, what Lot said? Pastor, what did he say? He said he wants to go down. That's what he did.
He lived beneath.
Yeah, he made
He
a decision.
lived beneath the higher
That's what
call.
higher will always be offered to you. That's God. Listen, my thoughts towards you are of good, not of evil. Thoughts to prosper you and give you an expected end. God's plan and hope for you is premium life. You've got to know that. You've got to trust that. Premium, the best in the world is what God has for us. If you don't believe it, listen. If you don't believe you belong where kings and queens are dining and you are eating nice food and flying private jets, will that thing? No. Me, I belong. That's the life promise to me. If God, I'm putting my business out there. This is the funny stuff. I told myself, I said, any place they are sharing great gifts, I am in competition for that. I'm in competition. Anytime, right? Anytime someone is saying amazing things are in the room,
You've chosen.
I will
You
show up. I
you
will
better
show
show
up
up.
because
Listen, unpack that. And I thank you. How do you pronounce her name? I want to
Kabbalah
pronounce it.
guy,
Who?
Kabbalah guy.
Carbala Guy. Hi,
Yes,
Carbala. And then
she's
the
had
other
to
lady
teach
that was
me.
on.
She's had to teach me and train me out. I hope I said, did I get a pass mark? Thank you so much for joining us.
Carbala Guy.
Guy,
And the
yes.
other lady that was on, please comment.
Mm-hmm.
You use the story of Lot.
Mm.
Because Lot kept making, I'm going to say, bad decisions.
Mindset.
Because he chose the green grass.
Mm.
He chose to depart from his uncle.
Mm.
Lot kept showing us what the
What
mind.
not to do.
Yeah, he kept showing us time after time again that he really didn't have the mindset of the higher call. He wanted the comfortable, luxurious, and it never built his character. So watch this, and thank you, Lot, for just showing us a different mindset. You talked about desire and destiny versus the moment.
Survival.
Survival. Isn't it interesting that through his decision making, which activated some type of clarity, when it came time to move, watch this, listen, beloved. When it came time to move toward destiny, his wife couldn't do it
Mm-mm.
because she had lived a life of comfortability and
Yeah.
survival. So when it came time, while they were literally moving toward destiny, she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's not that she didn't make the tech. We know what the Bible says. She did not have the capacity
Right.
to keep going toward destiny
Right.
because she was stuck on survival. And the Bible says she turned.
Right. And
She turned.
there's a science to this conditioning, right? When people have been captured, when they are released, oftentimes they turn back and return. They prefer, right?
To the vomit,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
vomit,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the
And
mud.
this is why until we acknowledge what's holding us back, it's tough to move forward. Because people that are telling you this is easy, all you have to do is take one step in that direction for you to realize it's not easy. That's why I'm very transparent to say this journey. If you're packing and you're saying you want to climb Mount Everest, the way you prepare has to be different. This is why my academy, that's what this is about. If you use your words to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I'm saying many people claim, people who want your right money not here and now will always tell you a story that is just do this and you will make it. Just do that and you will make it. Just take this course and you'll be amazing. Just jump on just all those just is setting you up for massive failure. You know why? You're not tackling the mindset that will take you all in.
No buy-in. You haven't bought in.
You've
You
not
have
bought
to do it.
into the
You
long
haven't
journey. Right,
activated.
right. That's why this program, the game plan, the reason I designed it is the journey to success is a lifetime journey. Pastor, the success journey, those who I work with, when I look into their eyes, once you've tasted success, you won't settle ever again. Nothing else will. Nothing else will satisfy you. Once you've enjoyed certain things and you say, this is available, in this world, okay, that's it. That's it. I'm not living beneath, right? I'm saying, but for you to get there, for you to be exposed, it's not one clip, one this, one this. It's a total real. Old mindset must be replaced by new mindset. New skills must be developed, and you must lay hold of new strategies for yourself. You have to start doing different things. And I know, like, module 7 is around networking your way to prosperity. It's a life strategy, because if you remain in a certain community, let me just throw this out and then we'll start wrapping up, Pastor.
Okay.
In the equation for success that I designed, I distinguish what your community is from the power of networking. Why networking is so important? Because when you belong to a community,
Coach.
Okay, I'm moving too fast. Okay, Pastor.
Yes.
Okay,
You say what you're saying. I just want you to say it slower, because we gotta eat. Remember, we gotta eat. Gotta eat.
Okay.
Slow it down. I'm loving it.
Community, networking. They're different. Your community, in terms of the people you do life with, where you get married, where you have your kids, the people that help you, nourish you, right? You're living regular life, where you go to school, you work, all of those things. They are beautiful. They serve you in a way. Fantastic. All that thought. Here is the key when it comes to success. The information, right? The success available to you as you live in that community is limited by the knowledge base that is resident in that community. Right? Right? That the community you belong to, there are certain things, there are certain opportunities that is natural to that community. The stories you tell. Oh, if you want a job, do this. If you want this, do this. They're doctors, they're this, right? That community is an echo chamber. Listen, that community only have to offer you success that it knows and is aware about.
Pause.
Yes.
That community can only offer success that it knows,
that is aware, that is embedded,
aware of.
That the knowledge, that the knowledge of how to be successful in that space is resident in that community. Right? This is where you have clusters of success. Real estate. You find out that some communities are into real estate. Some will buy gas stations. Another community is very savvy with restaurant building. Another will be medical doctors. Another nursing. Is that once there's a level of success and information about achieving success in an area of life, is that the community is exposed to it. Everybody in that community will grab it because it becomes attainable. Remember, leading, lagging, left behind. Once a leader in that community achieves one level of success, the laggards will say, now we can claim it for ourselves. Okay. Community is fantastic.
Yes. Put that chat up.
Which one?
The last one. That's why it feels.
Yeah, that's why it starts to feel stale when you are reaching for something more or different. Yes. Is that as you're in that community, the moment you decide for yourself that you want more success than you can see, because if you can see it in your community, all you have to do is go and ask questions, right? There are resident experts in your community. If you want to do something and somebody in your community has already achieved it, that means resident experts are living in your community, and all you have to do is go check on them. Here's what, now hold that. Levels of success tied to a community. The second thing, this is the power of networking. Networking offers you an opportunity to go and visit somebody else's community. Networking is you leaving your comfort to go and check in, right? The reason events industry in America is a multi-billion-dollar industry is because that's how knowledge and information circulates. This is This, you know how currents, waters and currents flow, right? From one place, you throw something in a river, the next thing in a year's time, you'll find it in another, right? Think about the virus. It started in one location, but it traveled because we all travel. If we don't travel, information doesn't travel because we are carriers of knowledge and information. If we don't host, if I don't propagate what I've discovered, and if people do not watch this, they don't have access to this.
Listen,
Yes.
you gave, while you were talking, I'm watching the chat, and I was like, she's chatting from YouTube. So I pulled up my YouTube on my phone to begin the network.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Good, hello, Pastor." So when you are in a space, here it is, his mission. When you're in a space and people can offer you the net building and networking opportunity, if you're in a community that does not value networking, you're going to miss out on several opportunities.
Right.
Here I am listening, talking, engaging with these ladies. I suppose from our motherland, and I see an opportunity to network because I'm in a different community. But if I was talking to, let's just say, Miss Mary on the front porch outside, this opportunity of networking would never be available.
Right.
So
Right.
I love Miss Mary on the front porch, but the level of success that I would achieve is going to be
Mm-hmm.
limited
Right.
because I have not leveraged the power of networking.
Right.
So I
And
want people to understand, if you're going to succeed in the game plan, there comes a point and a place where you have to learn to leverage that power of the
absolutely.
network.
Absolutely. And to take this a step further, Miss Kabbalah Guy is carrying so much resources that you actually need in your community.
Mm-hmm.
She's a global, she's, yes, so you guys need to connect. She is a global expert when it comes to early childhood education. She's worked for governments around the world on designing early childhood curriculum. She trains teachers for governments. So that's an example, right? I just had to. Oh, but hope you don't mind me putting your business out there, Miss
No,
Lagai.
say it. I'm going to make her my friend on if she has a YouTube, we go to network. But that it goes back to your point though. When you're in a community that has not experienced the level of success that you're hungry for and have a desire for, you have to at some point not remove yourself from the community, but you have to reach higher. You have to look at destiny, not survival.
Right. And you have to know that the answers you need may not be in your current community. So the frustration that you will hear many people say is, my community is not supporting me. My community is not doing this for me. The community doesn't have the capacity to level you up. That's
They
what you
don't
have
have.
to understand. They don't have, they love you. Listen, they love you so much. Take that love, right? Take that love that is offered to you. It's very comforting. That is the 360 life. We need people who love us, who will bring you food, who will serve you, who will show up to your. You need that. This is not about abandoning. You need to appreciate what they are ready for you. But on the journey of success, the power of networking, which is in module 7, which we'll talk about in detail, because I have strategies in the PowerPoint, the game plan has tons of strategy. If you want to get every of this thing we're sharing, if you want to dive deeper and develop your own strategy, you right? Go on, Pastor.
And we're wrapping up,
Yeah.
but I want to, let's do about 7 more minutes.
Okay.
When
Pastor, go on.
the community doesn't have the ability. Okay, put that up there. The
Let me
community.
put it out there because so many amazing things going on in the chat, right?
That's right. And we want to make sure that, can we not bring her on one day? And we
We
all three be?
Yes, I've brought her before. She's been my guest, so yes, we can definitely.
Yes. So here's the thing. It goes back to nature
Mm,
and now nurture. You're in a community that's loving,
mm,
but you're not in a community that has destiny before it. That's a bad. Jesus was in a community that was loving, but he had to leave that community because it did not have destiny tied to it for his life. Abraham was in a community that was loving, but Abraham had to leave that community because it was not his destiny. And both Jesus, Abraham, if they would have chosen just to stay in community where there was love but no destiny, they never would have developed the mindset of a champion as human beings. As human
And
beings.
and this is where humility comes in. And I want to be as direct as I can be, because I can be diplomatic, right? But I
Be
want to say it because
diplomatic. Be diplomatic.
somebody needs to hear this truth. When we talk about race line, race division, whatever, right? What I have found is that there are stories that your community can even tell you that locks you in, thinking everything you need for your destiny is in that community, not realizing another community can crown you.
David, his community was sheep. His community, his
Wow.
community was feeding sheep.
The prophets has to crown and anoint. The anoint, Pastor, can you stay with that? We talked about anointing and the crown. God's part is the anointing. I'm quoting you, Pastor. Right? The crown may come from a place you don't know. Right? The anointing may come from a prophet you do not know. Right?
And who does not know you?
And the crown may be in a place you do not have the address to.
New community, a new community, a new community. My crown. Listen. My crown is in a new community.
Is in another. And you are sitting where you were born and you're waiting for them to crown you. No, even they didn't crown Jesus.
They couldn't.
No.
They didn't understand that level of success.
No, the divine. So this is where humility comes in, where you have to do this work of the game plan is don't create layers of. I've talked about boundaries before. I also say boundary is actually a filter. Many people think about boundaries of block. No, you have you fence, but you have a gate. It's a filter for you to say clearly I want this, clearly I don't want this. Because if you completely block yourself and you're in an echo chamber, the blessing cannot reach you. It can't. And you are joining those doing placard. The people you are going against, that your community say you should go against, what if they are the ones God wants you to be blessed by? Your story is unique and distinct to you. Don't go chasing agenda your community has that is not God's agenda for you. Guys, can I say that, Pastor?
Said. There will be an opportunity to chase something else that's not God's agenda.
Yes.
It will continue to. You will be a resident of survival, not destiny.
Yes, because if your community is chasing survival, okay, let me drop this quickly. This is part of my life's work. This is important.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
When it comes to Africa, people have made full-time job of talking about poverty. What we actually need is to make full-time job talking about wealth creation. Pastor, there's no amount of paper and money and $1 billion you put into researching poverty that will actually elevate poverty. But a little dose of educating people about how to create wealth. That's it. The analogy I will give is if you come into your house late at night and you start talking about it's dark, look at how dark it is, which one is darker, which one is not darker. Oh, there's no, I'm kicking, I'm stumbling. The solution is to switch on the lights. Let's make a full-time job of pursuing wealth creation and see if poverty will not run away. When light shows up, darkness cannot comprehend it. Light is knowledge. People perish for lack of knowledge. Light is education, a different type of, right? Light is success mindset. Pursuing that must be prioritized than survival. Listen, you can make a full-time job of surviving till the end of life.
That's it.
But if you commit today that those who have acquired wealth, I want to make, all you have to do, just make a full-time job of studying wealth creation principles. You will create wealth. But if you are studying poverty principles, you will keep seeing it, because that's what you will keep seeing it everywhere. Right? You will, this is a cycle. That is why that's why I say it's part of my life's work. The reason I teach and I have academy. But people out there will still say, oh, let's write a research paper. Go and see how many research papers already exist about how dark it is in the world. The dark content, the this. I'm saying, leave that to PhD researches. If you want, the day you want to get out of that equation, all you have to do is study to show yourself approved. Just study how to build a business, how to sell something, how to create something. And as long as you can use the internet to sell it and people are wiring you dollars everywhere, you are out of, you remove yourself from that equation.
But community,
but
we can teach a lesson. One day we'll teach a lesson on why Jesus did not or could not do and could not be who he was because of community. I will teach that. Why Nazareth and those places and those people, they were loving, but they couldn't loosen and let him be. They could nurture, and that comes, that's deep, coach. It's deeper, because when you start studying this, the backdrop of the passage,
right? And Jesus showed us. He showed us. He showed us
community. Community is going to be the place. Community can be the place. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna drop the mic. Community can be the place that's loving, but can bury your destiny.
And yes, sir. And the day you say, okay, your father was a carpenter, I'm no longer a carpenter, they will tell you, are you not Joseph's son?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Like, you're stepping out of, like, your father's father has been in this, right? It is expected of you to behave a certain way. Listen. Everybody around you, family, mother, daughter, mother, whatever, brother, they expect. Listen, their expectation of you, it's not for you to live up to their expectation. Because no matter what they expect of you, it is still less than what God has for you. You have to know that the ultimate best deal you can ever get in life is to commit to say, me and you, God, we are getting there. Like, this is just for spiritual people anyway. I know I just said so much for those who do understand spiritual principles.
Now, listen, we're gonna reel it in. We gotta reel it in.
Yes, we set
right, because we're about to go another hour. I can
no. Let's bring it. Let's close it
up. No.
Let's close it up. Wrap it up.
Tell the people. Listen, I won't. How do you say her name?
Kobala Guy. She said I was right. She said I was right. So
Kobala Guy and the other lady that was on, Beth.
And we have some comments here that I would love to read as well. So please just go on.
Yeah, Kobala Guy, we thank you. Is she in America?
Oh, yeah. She's here.
Okay.
But she's doing great work around the world.
So Kobala Guy, I just subscribed to her channel. I would love to connect with her. I would love for all of us to be on the show.
We can make
and maybe I can put y'all on my. Y'all can come on my show.
We're game.
So tell the people. No, let me do this. I want to end this way. I implemented. I'm gonna give a testimonial. 2 minutes and I'm done. I implemented these strategies in my own life beginning of this year. After implementing these strategies, I have been asked to serve on leadership places that I didn't even know really existed.
Mm.
I was put into the position of service and then brought to the forefront of leadership.
Mm. You were crowned.
I was crowned, and because I was put in those positions of leadership, of course, the church and the organizations in which I lead have been blessed, and there's some more doors of opportunities opening because I activated the power of clarity, and I had a mission driven, and I had a daily fist execution, and I was hungry to see change in people. So several things have taken place. One more minute. Because I've implemented the game plan, I have now been elevated or nominated to the position of vice moderator over 26 churches.
Wow. Congratulations.
And no boast, no brag, but it came because they said, Pastor, you got to do it. I'm like, no, I didn't want to do that. I had my eyes on something else. They said, you got to do this. And now I'm seeing why I was nominated and selected, because I have begun to activate the power of clarity. I've begun to have a mindset of a champion. I've begun to live an extraordinary life, not just for me, but for everybody. I have begun to set clear missions and objectives. And because of that, and I bring it in, I have been elevated. I've been crowned. So I thank you, Coach. I
Oh,
thank
I have to
you.
thank you too, because when you called and you told me those testimonies, that's when I actually said, okay, we need to do this again now publicly and give more people these tools, because the game plan is a program I designed for members of my academy as their first success mindset shift. It also includes a personal strategy document, because when we say, okay, entrepreneurship, wealth creation, all of these things, if you've not dealt with this underlying mindset things, it will limit how fast you can go. It will always show up in anything you're building or anything you are attempting. That's the power of this. So I have to thank Pastor Cornelius, because he reached out and he shared all these amazing testimonies after we've gone through the program. And I said, okay, we need to do something else. And that's why we came up with this series again, right? So thank you for that testimonial. And here's the key. Some of the feedback other people that have taken this program told me is, Toyin, we actually want more of the program because we need to marinate. We need to soak it in. Like now, the first time you take it, it's awareness. Now you know what you need to do. Now you know what you need to stop doing. Now you've committed. But to make it a life practice, like to actually become that person that your reflex, like that it's this transformation. It's we're going from here to here. Now I know I need to change. Now I can see who I need to change to. The journey, actually, what I'm seeing and what people are asking for is an immersive experience where literally each of this module, you can take a month and dive into it and expound it and learn it and chew it. It's just like, how scriptures continues to reveal itself forever. Is that activating the power of clarity is like that. Adopting the mindset of a champion is because every single day you are living in a world that will always challenge your decisions. Listen, today you'll be motivated. We just motivated you. I'm telling you, if you don't immerse yourself in a community that would always show you a mirror of your true north, the lion in you, right? It's just a matter of time. If you distance yourself away from messages like this, it's just a matter of time. You will come back again. You find yourself again where you were. So how you keep sustained success is, we talk about association, memberships, communities, your natural community. Now you need to belong to a community where everything they're saying every single day, right? Every single day is right? Motivating you, because we need, it's like when you go to a doctor, there's some medication you use once and you're done. But most medication, you need one in the morning, one in the night, or one in the afternoon. That's what I'm saying. Is that those who want to achieve success, what they now do, Pastor, using the analogy of your community, this is why most people move out eventually. If they keep coming back to that, they network, they come back, they network, they come back. Eventually, they get frustrated remaining in the community that is not going where they are going, because now they've seen the light. That is why most times people eventually move out of that community and they permanently move in. And now they don't have to network. Everybody they see every day lives like them, is eating like them, is a lion like them, is an eagle like them. That's what ends up happening. So you can't blame people that end up just, it's not like they abandon the community, it's actually that they embraced destiny permanently. So on that note, we're going to wrap up. I'll give you Pastor Connect. Where can people find you? Let me put, I have your scroll right.
Yes, everyone, please go to my LinkedIn, Cornelius Hill, my Facebook, Cornelius A. Hill, my YouTube, Cornelius A. Hill, and my Twitter. Please follow me there. I am life coach. I am certified life coach. I'm certified Christian counselor. I'm inspirational speaker. I'm a pastor. I'm a teacher. I'm working on a book. I'm a podcaster. I'm a broadcaster. So if anybody wants to tell their story and share that story, just follow me, inbox me so that we can share your story and tell your story, because you are a champion and
Yes.
people need to see you in your area of expertise.
Awesome.
Thank you, Koba Lagai. I want to meet you. I'm going to email you soon. I want to have you on my show along with Coach. I want to do
No.
y'all together. No, no. And I want to, and also Koba Lagai, I taught school. I taught school for 15 years, 16 years. And I
Yeah.
still teach on the college level for do some things. And I want to get back to that level. But I'm grateful for the game plan. I'm better
Oh,
because guess what? Not only did I say I had a game plan, I executed my game plan because of the
absolutely.
game plan.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Okay, for those who want to connect and engage, my academy is the one point place where I teach, coach, where all my programs are. Your roadmap to business growth and success is available at toyinumesiri.academy. And if you want to see events coming up, just slash events. And there we are running a 10-week business growth challenge right now. And I invite you to join us and access the game plan as well. So on that note, and also if you're interested in knowing more about who Toyin is, so that's my school, that's my academy for success and entrepreneurs. And if you want to learn more about me, like who is Toyin Umesiri, you go over to my personal page, toyinumesiri.com. And I want to thank everybody. We had so much engagement here. Thank you, everybody that joined us. This was absolutely fantastic. Again, we're covering the game plan, which is a program I designed. And listen,
Coach, I know I
yes,
had to
please.
cut you off. Can you not pull up your website and we see it? I don't know. See, I
Um,
don't know how to work Restream, but
yeah,
I know.
it's possible. It's possible, but I always let people decide, right? Just
Okay.
go for
I
it,
mean,
right?
sometimes people just the visual, just an
I
idea.
know, I know, right? Like, okay, maybe another time, but let me tell you, everyone, there is so much value. Like, and people don't have excuse anymore, Pastor. There's no more excuse, right? God is also saying that all the hopes and dreams that He has given you, right? It is achievable. It is possible. It is possible. And the information and resources you need is available. The gap, Pastor, is that leading, lagging, left behind, is that so many people are being conditioned to think it will be offered to them on a platter of gold. And I say no. Success is not free. Failure is free, actually. It's available. You don't have to do anything, right? Those who want to lead their industry will invest time, energy. Like this game plan, for example, you will invest 3 hours, the program, plus more time to design. You take the workbook, you have to sit still. Thinking is hard, strategy is difficult. Everything that you're being conditioned, and I say this, I want my people to really be aware. Skipping, scrolling, all of those things on social media, enjoy it, but please don't mistake it as the meaty substance that would unlock incredible opportunities for you in the world. The strategy as part of the game plan, right, is what will actually, Pastor just testified, you will you will become fierce. You will eat some nice, good things because you pursued it, not because somebody offered it to you. Because crumbs are offered, meat is not. Go for gold, guys. Thank you
Crumbs,
so much.
crumbs are offered, meat is not. Thank you for tuning into the game plan with Coach Toying and Pastor Cornelius. We were here to serve you, to make
Yes,
you a
honored to
better
serve.
you.
Yes, I'm so honored. And again, just to share my life's work, the journey I've been on hasn't been in vain. It's also the journey to now empower other people to really go for gold. Go for it. The yeah, the field is wide, the opportunities abound, it's available. Go get yours. God bless you all. Bye.